These are the new Headplay goggles that they were showing out at the Central Florida FPV meet about 3 months ago. And I just got lucky enough to be order 0001, so I got the first set. And I was going to show you what was in the box and change the lens inside the goggle and take it apart and show you how to change it without doing any damage. There's your spare lens. They give you a LiPo 1000 milliamp. They give you a charger that has three different ends on it for the different countries. You want to apply it, you put it on here, twist. You go to another country, England, you push the button on the side, twist, lift off, put your new one on, and twist and it's on, which most people won't be using that because they'll charge their own. It comes with a little 5.8 antenna, and it comes with the foam that goes around here. But I'm not putting the foam on mine yet because being I have the first set out there, everybody wants to look through them. It's summertime. I don't want my phone getting all sweaty, so I would just rather them look through it like that. These are the 1.3 cables, and this is the 5.8. Okay, these are the 5.8. You have the quick connector jack on the end of it, and it's a 5-pin with that little groove up the top. The little groove points straight at the top. You'll feel it go in and it'll clip in. You take your battery right around to the back, Velcro it on, hook your power to it, and as you see the little white number comes up, and that's your channel, and then you have frequency after that. When you're doing the 1.3, you have the same jack, just a mess of wires, but that was from me earlier. So basically you're doing the same thing with this, finding a little groove, which is really trying, clipping it in, video, audio, and on their cable they gave you 2 jacks. I plugged one into there, and that being this runs on 1.3 and 5.8, it also runs on 2-cell and 3-cell batteries. So all I have to do is, I made a little adapter for a 2200, and I plug it right into there, and as you can see, I'm powered here and here. Well, this is my 1.3 quad, and when you plug into that, you have perfect picture. Get this disconnected, and now we're going to show you how to take the goggles apart and change the lens in it. So let's see, because they put the lens inside of a foam pad and inside tissue paper, but we will set that there for now. You're going to need a Phillips screwdriver. You're going to place the goggles top side down, video receiver on the table with the horn flat. You have 4 screws on each corner. That would be 1. And 4. Now, you are going to need a flashlight, and now you're going to need to put a pair of latex gloves on, because if you touch the magnification glass on the smooth side, you can get away with it cleaning it with an Oakley bag. If you touch it on the rough side, the more you try to clean it, the more it smears. Okay, so now we want to separate the two halves. This is technically the top, but it's the bottom on the table. These switches have a bunch of wires that come over to right here. When you separate the two halves, you want the monitor to stay in this half. The lens, you don't care because you're changing it anyhow, and you're going to want to keep this piece right here on this half also. So what you're going to do is you're just going to take your fingers and start lifting it up at the corner, and then you're going to come apart and put your thumbs on it and give a slight lift up, and you can see it separate right there. So you're just going to give it a little jiggle, and you're going to look, and you can reach your fingers in if you're not sure if the TV is moving or not. And once you got your fingers on the TV, take your other fingers, push them in, and there you go. The goggles are apart. These are the wires that I am talking about right here. You do not want to jerk them wires, and they fit right in that groove as you see. So when you go back, you want to make sure that they're all in that groove right there. And if I didn't put any fingerprints on the screen or not, but I don't think I did. No. Because you can wipe that screen off with an Oakley bag now. So I'm going to grab the lens, and I'm going to bring it up, come over to the other one. Now, it's kind of hard to look at it and tell which is the rough. Now I can tell it's the rough, but you can take latex gloves and just barely touch it, and you can see the roughness. The roughness faces the TV, and you can see the groove right down in here. And you want to make sure that besides getting it in the grooves, that you watch that bottom right there and snap it all the way down. Now you're just going to take your goggles, and this is where your flashlight's going to come in handy, because you're going to have to line it up on that groove and that groove, and you have to line them up all at the same time. I'll turn it around where you can see. I start with the TV end because it's a lot more docile. There's that one. I got to pull it a little bit that way, and then just easily rock it down. Now you may have to take the side right here where it's sticking a little bit on that and push it back together. And it shouldn't force. Everything should line right back up perfectly. So take the screws. These have little ears on them. If you look very carefully, you can see the two little plastic ears on there. Well, they actually snap like that, and then you can just hold it with your fingers and put the screw back in. And come across to this side diagonal. Okay, come around to this one, and like I said, they should be flush. You shouldn't have to try and draw them in. If you have to draw them in, you do not have the magnification lens down in the bottom groove correctly. The magnet's killing me here. Let me just put it flat down and turn the screw over. There it is. 2, 3. Let's see the ears on that, how it's not closed. Pull it out, line it up, and it will go right together. Just smooth as can be. You don't have to force it. If you have to force it, you don't have it lined up right. Okay, well now we got the lens in, so let's hook up the 1.3 and see what kind of a difference the other lens made. And like I said, you line that little top up with the top, and I'm going to put a Sharpie mark on mine. That way I know. And then you come over here and go video, power, audio. I don't know why I plugged the audio in. And now since you had it completely unplugged, and now that is the GoPro again. Wow, with the other screen, what a difference. I can see I'm still going to have to focus it a little bit and do the color, but you know, that is actually pretty good. Now I'm going to do the menu for you and see if I can get this in front of my GoPro and work it at the same time. I don't know if you can see that. Or there's the menu again. Ben shuts it off. Then you have this button, and you change down. There's your 3 different menus. That one right there is H duration, halftone, memory recall. I have no clue what that is. And on this one is your basic ones, and you just scroll down. You see where it says user? Scroll down, and then when you hit the one you want, you go to the button beside it and hit the plus, and now you'll see it at the very bottom of the screen, and you can turn it up or turn it back down. I don't know what I just messed up on there because I didn't see what it was, whatever HUE is. Then you hit menu again and you go back to the rest. You want to scroll to another one. You hit the button, scroll down, saturation, sharpness, warmth. Let's see what warmth does. Oh, there's cold. That's normal. And that's warmth. Well, warmth is actually a pretty good one. But that's the extent of the menu. And I hope this video helped you, and I would make a suggestion. When you're changing your screen, you ought to take a piece of tape, blue painter's tape, and just paint this from here to here. Because when you flip them over, sometimes that'll come down and drop on the inside. You don't want it scratching your lens. But I hope the video was very helpful, and if you have any questions, just go ahead and post them on my YouTube channel, and I'll get back with you as soon as I can.